While we don't know when NFL players are going to be able to sign with different teams or teams are going to be able to trade for guys, we do know eventually it's going to happen. So we thought we'd take a look here at Pro Football Weekly at some of the players and where they may go. And right now we're talking about Vince Young. Obviously, an ugly end to his days in Tennessee, although officially he's still a Titan, but that's not going to happen. Where do you think he would go? What would be a good fit for Vince?
I think Vince Young is one of those players who's really hurt by a lockout, because we might have a free agency period that's, say, a week or 2 or 3 before the start of training camps or preseason. And if you're telling me in that time a team's going to be able to swing a deal for this guy, or possibly if he's released to sign him and maybe make him a starting quarterback. He's one of those guys who's got to be a unique fit. I mean, he's got to be the right guy in the right situation. So I think he's one of the people who really gets hurt. I don't see a lot of teams out there that are perfect fit for him.
Yeah, I don't know there is. He's such a different type of quarterback. I mean, we saw him succeed at times, but never put up huge passing numbers. Kind of was like a game manager, but also could make plays at the end because he can use his legs. He can throw passes. He can, he can do everything at certain times, but never really put it all together. But still, he's got to be a good fit for somebody. Maybe not as a starter, but someone's got to take him.
Yeah, he's not done in the NFL. Right. I mean, former Heisman Trophy award. He's made 2 Pro Bowls. I mean, whether he's deserved them or not, you're still talking about a guy who had enough talent, enough ability that he showed on the field.
And he always won.
He always won games.
That's the thing is his numbers weren't great, but he won.
So you look at a situation, Adam, that when he won at Tennessee, if you have that same situation with another club, good running game, great offensive line, a solid defense that creates turnovers, good special teams, that's the kind of team I think you can go to. Let's start knocking them off. I don't think Washington's a great fit. I don't think they're convinced that he's a good fit in that offense.
Yeah.
Minnesota's already kind of talked about it and said, you know what, I know he's close with Adrian Peterson, good buddies that work out in Houston. Probably not a good fit there. The one team I think that might work is Miami Dolphins. Chad Henne's a guy who hasn't really proven himself. They could afford to sort of roll the dice. I don't know, maybe it works.
I mean, what about a team that takes him strictly as a backup? I mean, it seems like this might be a good opportunity. He signs a 1-year deal somewhere. He can back up, kind of be a good soldier, build up his image, and then go somewhere. What about somewhere like, I don't know, the Giants? Good running game, pretty good offensive line, good defense. Backs up Eli, gets in the spotlight in New York.
It sounds like a pretty good situation, except Vince's ego is probably going to get in the way. I think he still believes he's a winner and a game changer, which he might be in the right situation. I just don't think it's in New York where he says, I'm going to be behind a guy in Eli Manning who started 80 straight games and is going nowhere, prime of his career. So I think in Vince's mind, he's still a top-level starting quarterback. Yeah. Guess what, Vince? Times have changed a little bit. You may have to get a lesser situation to get back in the good race.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure that he's as good or is viewed as being as good as he actually thinks he is. I think that's going to be the big determining factor. So Eric says the Dolphins, good fit, and maybe that's where he'll end up. What do you guys think? Miami, Minnesota, Washington? Where should Vince Young go? Tell us what you think. Go to Facebook, go to Twitter, or hit us up at ProFootballWeekly.com.